Heart to heart, two hearts beat as one, and now the magic has begun. Mind to mind, thoughts are read in my heart and in my head. All calling from the heavens up above to find me, my spirit, my love. Bring her here by my side to forever be my guide. Blessed be. Hi everybody, it's PJ and today's the Sunday show. Welcome to the Sunday show. This Sunday show is very special to me because it is dedicated to my familiar who just passed, as you all know, MABLE. And although I've had many dogs in my life, I only had two familiars. One was a German Shepherd named Bismarck, and this one that was a Pekingese named MABLE. Now, what a familiar is a spirit that it doesn't have to be like a pet. It can be, for instance, my ex-husband's familiar is hawks. And whenever he goes anywhere or is in some sort of mental trouble or whatever, one will show up. And so these are these creatures. It can be Pegasus. It doesn't even have to be a creature that necessarily is in front of you, but they're your spirit guides. On the other side of the veil, they will guide you. And on this side, if you're lucky enough, and I've only been lucky enough twice, like I said, but if you're lucky enough to have them with you, they're a huge comfort. Now, how do you know if it's your familiar or not? Well, there's a difference. Like, I've owned many dogs, and MABLE read my mind. Like, she knew, so did Bismarck, knew exactly what I was thinking. There was a connection from the moment we locked eyes, and I felt her spirit. I still do. And so she was wiser than a dog. It wasn't that she was just like a smart dog. She was so connected to me. I never had to really teach her anything, yet she knew exactly what to do. It's really, if you have a familiar as a pet, you will see what I'm talking about. But if not, if your familiar is out in nature, which is very possible, crows, it just doesn't matter. It's whatever speaks to you. You'll see them as signs. There'll be signs that you're supposed to go this way or you're on the right track. And that's what a familiar's like. Now, let's say you have a familiar as a pet. And you can also call them totems. I mean, the Indians called them their totems. They're spirit guides. They're animal guides. And they use the ones in the wild where they are. It's just it's a connection through nature, through another creature. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. It's really kind of hard to think about not having that every day for me. But regardless of that, so grateful that I had that, because familiars don't come along. Like, Piper is not my familiar. She's a dog. I love her. And she's a pet, and it's a whole different relationship. And if you've had familiars, then, ouch, that was my toe. If you've had familiars, then you absolutely know. And if you want a familiar, use the little spell I did in the beginning to start drawing one in. Make sure you meditate about it, that you want one to come in, that you want to find yours. Also, you can scry. You can look into a crystal ball, a mirror, and and you'll be shown. If you're asked, you'll be shown what spirit guides are yours. Okay, and I have some spirit guides that are people, and I have some spirit guides that I don't know what they are. And then I had MABLE, and I'm sure MABLE will continue to be my spirit guide. Just not on my lap every day. The biggest thing about them is that kind of mind reading thing. I could just look at Mabel and she would know like what I was about to say. And that's what you'll notice. Like there'll be such a connection when your eyes meet that you'll know. Like you don't even have to question it, okay? You're just going to know. And they will fill your life with such joy and pleasure and comfort and connection, and they get you. They love you unconditionally. There is no, you are the one. That's the other thing, like, about a familiar. You can have lots of pets in a family with lots of children and whatnot, and they quickly become everybody else's, but a familiar won't. Although it'll get along with whoever you like, it will also, you know, be your dog. It'll be your dog, your cat, your bird, if it's in pet form. I actually really love, Jeff's was eagles, and it was so amazing. One Christmas morning, this is a great story. One Christmas morning, we were kind of bummed out because we had five children between us. And my children were all going up with their father's family, and his kids, who normally would be there for Christmas, this Christmas was going with their other family. So we were alone. So we weren't going to make a big turkey. We were going to have Christmas the next day. And we weren't going to, and Jeff was so bummed. He was just like a little boy, you know, he was all sad. And we were sitting in the chairs in the den, which he had a 50-foot private beach on the bay. So out our window was the river and then the bay. And so we're just sitting in the chairs in the den watching the river go by, kind of feeling sorry for ourselves. And all of us, and it was very windy, and all of a sudden this bald eagle comes down, and I mean, he had a rancher, and this bird is like eye level, okay? And it just hangs out for a second in the window, and we're like, we're like shocked, you know? We're like, oh my God, there's a friggin' eagle sitting right there. And Jeff had always, he picks an eagle out, eagle, 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 eagle. And that was just his familiar. And they followed him everywhere we went. When we would go on drives, when we were down in Myrtle Beach, he would see bald eagles and point them out. And I could be with 1,000 other people. They'd never see one, but he would, okay? So that was his, and that changed the whole day. We felt so blessed that day. We were like, oh my God, that eagle was so cool. It actually then left and came back and like circled the beach. We went outside and stood on the beach like, like, oh my gosh, are you seeing this? Like, it was just amazing. It was really the coolest Christmas. And see what I mean? It changed everything. And that's what familiars do. They can come in on a lightning bolt and just change everything. They are who you relate to, you connect to. You see yourself as one of them. They're really helpful in magic, and they're really, the best thing they're for is protection. And that's whether it's a cat, a bird, I don't care if it's a rat, I don't care what it is, they will protect you. They will warn you. If something negative is coming your way and your familiar is a rat, it'll start waking you up at night. It'll start getting you looking, okay? The signs from them are immense, amazing. And familiars are beautiful. You can kind of live in their world a little because that's what they're there for. They're there to incorporate you and get you out of your conditioning, you know, and guide you to your higher self, which is what we're all trying to achieve in the long run. So that's familiars. If you go and find a familiar in the way of a pet, make sure you're the one, you know, that feeds them, because what you want to do is make sure that that early connection is kind of really important. Although nobody else will measure up in their mind. They will be kind of obsessed with you. But make sure you meet that responsibility. Don't shrug it off to somebody else. and nurture it and watch the signs that you will get from these creatures. It's amazing. Nature provides everything. And that is one of the most fun, loving, warm, happy, great things it provides are our spirit guides. So put down below, I want to hear about your familiar. I want to hear about your spirit guides and the ones you love and cherish, or the ones that you had and lost, and how they're still connecting you to things, and how Mabel is connecting me right now to all of you. Do you understand? One of the most humbling and amazing experiences I had was reading that many people who was giving me love. And that's just crazy. Like, never in my life. And I said something I didn't mean in one of the videos. I said I was alone with Jeff. I wasn't alone. I had Jeff's children were wonderful. My children were wonderful. But that's not like... And they helped, and they were, like, honestly, they did not leave me to my own devices. I don't want you to think I was alone, but I was left alone, you know? You're left alone, like when Jeff left. And it took me a long time to find him and do all the things that I do. And I haven't seen him for quite some time. I have not pursued traveling right now because... mentally, I know I'm not strong enough yet to see her, to see him. I just can't yet. But I will. I just have to get beyond some of it, and then I will. But she brought me you. I mean, she brought me so many positive vibrations and feelings and thoughts and prayers and wishes and love from all of you. Amazing gift. So if you're thinking of having a familiar, try a spell, look in a mirror, ask the gods, ask God, ask the goddess, ask Buddha, whoever you ask them to show you what you should be looking for, and then seek them out. If you can, seek them out. All right, guys, that's what I got for the Sunday show. I hope you like it. If you'd like to follow me down the rabbit hole that is my life, hit the button down below and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like these kind of videos. Thumbs down if you don't. Either way, you're watching me. Manifest something lovely in your life if you know it. Think, believe it. You can do it too. Like, you can have one of the best experiences with one of the smartest spirit guides. Go find your familiar. You will be so much more complete if you do. And I wish everybody watching this as wonderful and brave and brilliant and loving familiar that I've been grateful enough to have, lucky enough to have. I wish that for you too. Love you guys. Bye.